We are seeing thousands of people making a move from the Bay Area to the Central Valley of California. Now, the question is, why are they making this move? Let's find out. Hey, I'm Alex. I'm your host, and today we're going to discuss why so many people are moving from the Bay Area to the Central Valley of California. Now, to the dismay of many residents in the Valley, we've seen in the past couple years alone just a huge influx of people moving from the Bay. Now, there's a ton of reasons that come into this, and most of it's cost, and due to them moving, it does have an impact on our residents here in the Valley. Now, the number one reason why people are moving from the Bay to the Valley is due to housing affordability. The Bay Area is one of the most expensive locations to purchase a home or even rent in just about the entire United States. So, looking at affordability wise, I've compared a few different cities. Looking at the medium price for a home in San Francisco, it's about 1.4 million. Looking at San Jose, it's about 1.36 million. Compared to, I'm in Stanislaus County, so I'm going to use a couple cities from there. Looking at Modesto at an average of 450,000 and Turlock of 511,000. Now, this is a significant difference in pricing, just about for the exact same home. Sometimes even in the Valley, you get bigger lots than you do in the Bay, so technically you're getting more of a home and a bigger lot size for less. Now, this has impact affordability for Central Valley residents as well. We've seen some significant price increases in the past couple years with so many Bay Area residents moving here, which is why a lot of people from the Valley are not a huge fan of them moving from the Bay, driving up our prices, and just making it overall a little bit more challenging to purchase a home, especially if it is your first home. However, this really is the main reason people are moving from the Bay to the Valley. It is simply too expensive there. Now, the second main reason people move from the Bay to the Valley kind of goes hand in hand with the first one because it has to do with the overall cost of living. Comparing San Francisco to Modesto, just to use those two cities as an example, we're looking at approximately a 35% lower cost of living in Modesto versus San Francisco. Now, depending on which site you use to check this number ranges, but on average, it's around 35% lower. For example, food is around 15-16% lower here in the Valley. Same with the cost of transportation, mostly in terms of gas for your car, is about 10% lower as well too. Now, again, this goes hand in hand with the housing affordability, and the overall cost of living takes that into account as well too. But most people find in the Bay it's just significantly harder to afford groceries, going out, entertainment, enjoying a weekend with friends compared to here in the Valley. Now, another reason that people are moving from the Bay to the Valley is because it's less crowded and congested here. You can walk down the street without bumping into someone, unlike when you're in the Bay, there's constantly people surrounding you. Now, I know there's plenty of communities in the Bay Area where it's kind of more suburbs, but I'm talking generally about the main cities, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, all of those. It's just way more crowded than it is here in the Valley. We are in an agriculturally based community, lots of farmland, which means lots of open space. So we're very, pet friendly. So if you have a dog, it's very easy to go take them out to play some fetch, things like that. Same thing with our traffic. While you definitely will experience some serious rush hour traffic here, it is nothing compared to the Bay Area. I can actually speak on that personally. I did live in San Jose for 1 year, and fortunately, I lived in the downtown area, so it was much more walkable. But I will say that I absolutely dreaded any time that I had to drive somewhere if it was during working hours and commuting hours. Now, many people are choosing to move to the Valley as well, also because they can live a little bit more of a relaxed lifestyle. And by this, I don't mean that, there's any less work and chores and all that type of stuff for you to do. I just mean more there's less hustle and bustle like you have in a big city such as San Francisco. It's a lot easier to have pets here. As I kind of mentioned earlier, it's so much space and so many parks and places to take your dog or other pets to go play, things like that. You get a little bit more of a work-life balance here as well too, depending on the type of industry that you are in, since we don't really have the large tech companies and huge corporate headquarters like you get in the Bay. Now, this last reason kind of encompasses all the other reasons I already discussed, but that is remote work. Since the COVID pandemic, a ton of companies, especially the larger ones and tech companies that we see in the Bay Area, are giving employees the opportunity to work remotely and from home. So, what this means for a lot of employees is they are taking full advantage of that, meaning they can get the benefits of a higher salary and better pay in the Bay Area, but are living here in the Valley to have a lower overall cost of living. So, they're getting the best of both worlds in that. So, really, COVID did shape the workspace and how people are conducting work. It's no longer necessary for many of these jobs to live super close to where you're working, because many of these people either don't have to go into the office or maybe only commute once or twice a week, which overall, even the commute is extremely long with rush hour traffic, 2 to 3 hours one way many times. Sometimes it's worth it if it's only, again, maybe once every week or two, if you get to have the lower cost of living here. So those are some of the top reasons why we're seeing such a huge influx of people moving from the Bay Area to the Central Valley. Of course, there's many other factors that come into play, but these are just some of the main ones. If you have moved from the Bay to the Valley, I would love to know your reasoning. If you want to put it in the comments below. If you have anything else to contribute, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your experiences. If you are interested in purchasing a home in the Central Valley, I do have a free buyer's guide linked below that will walk you through the process, and I'd be happy to walk you through the process as well if you want to contact me through phone or email.